After the deafening crash of Jericho's walls, a silence fell over Israel. It was the silence of victory, the silence of a promise fulfilled. God had delivered their first great conquest in the Promised Land, but a different kind of silence was growing in the shadows, a silence born of deceit, and it was about to shatter their triumph. This is the story of Joshua chapter 7, where a single hidden sin brings an entire nation to its knees. Our story begins right after the fall of Jericho. God had given one clear command. Everything within the city was devoted to him. All the silver, gold, and bronze were to go into the Lord's treasury. No one was to take anything for themselves. It was a test of obedience, a first fruits offering from their first victory. But one man, Achan, from the respected tribe of Judah, saw something he couldn't resist. His eyes fell upon a beautiful, expensive robe from Babylon, 200 shekels of silver, and a heavy bar of gold. In a moment of weakness, desire turned into action. He took them. Secretly, he hurried back to his tent and buried the treasure in the earth beneath the floor. No one saw, no one knew, but God knew. And with that hidden sin festering in the heart of the camp, God's blessing was withdrawn. Confident and flush with victory, Israel turned its sights to their next target, the small town of Ai. The spies returned with a report that radiated overconfidence. "It's a small place," they said. "We'll only need 2,000 or 3,000 men. Don't make the whole army go up." It seemed like an easy win. So about 3,000 Israelite soldiers marched toward Ai, expecting another swift victory. But this time, there were no miracles. This time, the walls stood firm. The men of Ai charged out from the city, and the unthinkable happened. Israel's army broke. They fled in terror. The soldiers of Ai chased them down the slopes, striking them down. 36 Israelite warriors lost their lives that day. The news hit the camp like a tidal wave. The hearts of a people, once so brave, melted and became like water. The same fear that had gripped Jericho now gripped them. How could this happen? How could the victors of Jericho be defeated by a tiny town? Devastated, Joshua, the leader of Israel, tore his clothes, a sign of deep grief and despair. He fell on his face before the Ark of the Covenant, the very symbol of God's presence, and he stayed there until evening. The elders of Israel joined him, pouring dust on their heads in mourning. Joshua's prayer was filled with anguish and confusion. "Oh, sovereign Lord," he cried out, "why did you ever bring us across the Jordan River just to let us be destroyed by our enemies? If only we had been content to stay on the other side. What will the other nations think when they hear about this? They'll surround us and wipe us out. And then, what will become of your great name?" It was a cry from the depths of a broken leader. But God's response was sharp and immediate. "Stand up. What are you doing down on your face?" The Lord's voice cut through Joshua's grief. "Israel has sinned. They have violated my covenant, which I commanded them to keep. They have stolen some of the devoted things. They have lied. They have put them with their own possessions. That is why the Israelites cannot stand against their enemies. I will not be with you anymore unless you destroy whatever among you is devoted to destruction." The message was clear. Their defeat wasn't a military failure. It was a spiritual catastrophe. Their strength didn't come from their army, but from God's presence. And that presence had departed because of sin in the camp. The next morning, a heavy tension hung over the assembly of Israel. Following God's command, Joshua began a divine process of elimination to find the guilty party. "Consecrate yourselves," he had told the people, "for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you." But these weren't the wonders of victory. They were the wonders of judgment. The process began. The entire nation was brought forward, tribe by tribe. The lot fell on the tribe of Judah. The circle was already tightening. Then the clans of Judah were brought forward, and the clan of the Zerahites was chosen. Then the families of the Zerahites and the family of Zimri was singled out. Finally, the individual men of that family were brought forward, one by one. Imagine the heart-pounding suspense. With every step, the truth drew closer, and then it stopped. One man stood alone, exposed before the entire nation. Achan, the son of Carmi. Joshua approached him, not with rage, but with a solemn gentleness. "My son," he said, "give glory to the Lord, the God of Israel, and give him the praise. Tell me what you have done, and do not hide it from me." The weight of his sin, his nation's defeat, and the death of 36 men was too much to bear. Achan confessed, "It is true. I have sinned against the Lord, the God of Israel." His words tumbled out, painting a picture of his transgression. "I saw ... I coveted. I took ... It's the timeless pattern of sign." He described the beautiful Babylonian robe, the silver, and the wedge of gold. "They are hidden in the ground inside my tent, with the silver underneath." Immediately, Joshua sent messengers. They ran to Achan's tent, dug into the earth, and found everything exactly as he had described. The stolen items were brought out and laid bare before the Lord and all of Israel. There was no hiding it anymore. The secret was out in the open. The final scene takes place in a valley that would soon bear a new name. All of Israel gathered there. Achan was brought forward, along with the silver, the robe, and the gold. His sons and daughters, his livestock, his tent, and all his possessions were brought with him. He had not sinned in a vacuum. His actions had consequences for everything and everyone connected to him. Joshua looked at him and said, "Why have you brought this trouble on us? The Lord will now bring trouble on you." And all Israel carried out the sentence. They stoned Achan, and then they burned all that was his, piling a great heap of stones over the site as a permanent reminder. The place was named the Valley of Acre, which means Valley of Trouble, because Achan's greed had brought trouble upon the entire nation. Only then, after the sin was dealt with, did the Lord's fierce anger turn away. The camp was pure again. The relationship was restored. This dark chapter teaches us so many powerful lessons. It shows that hidden sin always has public consequences. One person's disobedience affected everyone. It reminds us that our true strength and victory come only from God's presence, not our own abilities. It reveals the importance of confession, of bringing what's hidden and dark into the light. And it underscores the deep importance of complete obedience to God. The defeat at Ai was a painful, necessary lesson, but it was not the end of the story. Now that Israel was purified, God was ready to lead them forward once more. This time, they would march toward Ai again, not with arrogance, but with humility, obedience, and the full, restored blessing of their God. The stage was set for a comeback, a story of redemption we'll explore next time in Joshua chapter 8. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the powerful stories of the Bible. See you in the next one.